Hello, everybody. It's Monica, and today is day 3 of What Do Plants Talk About? I am in North Carolina right now with a friend, and I have a little special guest for this particular Facebook Live. But I just wanted to start it out by thanking again all of you who are who've joined this Facebook group, who are interested in talking with plants and everything that that can create. And plants are wonderful at receiving and gifting. And with Access Consciousness, we talk a lot about that, about shifting from the idea of give and take, where there's obligation, and into the recognition of gifting and receiving, where when you gift something and you're just willing for that to be received however it is, without an expectation, the energy of that. And then when that's received, how that receiving can even allow the gift to grow. And plants are really wonderful at that. They will gift and gift and gift, like a fruit tree will gift and gift and gift fruit even if nobody receives it. And yet the whole world is receiving it. And they're also very willing to receive. And there was somebody who posted in the Facebook group this really funny image of a cat right next to a plant, about to maybe eat the plant. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she posted, that plants are really great at spreading around the world, at being propagated, whether that's by having birds and animals that pass by spread their seeds, or, little cuttings will allow more of those plants to grow. And I read a book some years ago called The Botany of Desire. You may be familiar with it. It's a really cool book, and it talks about how plants, different particular plants, have worked with people to get spread around the world. And I love that so much, that the plants have been willing to use everything and to adapt to everything to thrive. And then now we get to really actively and consciously be a part of what allows plants to get even healthier and to grow and to spread around the world, or just to be really happy where they are. So that's something that I could talk on and on and on about, and probably will. But I wanted to bring on my special guest for today. It's this little impatiens. And it's so funny because it is not necessarily thriving right now. And it's funny because I got over here and I saw this plant and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen them do that before, very often. There's like a certain kind of, it almost looks like a little, their leaves are kind of covered in this little scaly stuff, and and there are, I'm sure, names for all of this, and things that people have already done to change this. But what I notice is that I've seen this before, often with this plant. And so when I see something like that is repeated often with a plant, then rather than seeing it as a problem, I just like to ask, what is this? What are you doing? I've seen you do this before. Why do you do that? What is that? And then with that, with asking a question like that, then also being willing to not have a conclusion about it allows me to open up even more. So if I were just to go with what I've seen other gardeners do, well, I've seen it occur so often that I don't want to fight against it. I don't want to act like it's a problem, even though the plant is not like just, I don't know, thriving with new flowers and really strong growth. It's not wrong. And you might not be able to see it, but like deep inside there are some little baby sprouts that are starting, and they actually look really strong. And still I see a little bit of this kind of discoloration on even the baby new leaves. But now the cool thing is that with all of you who are watching now and in the future, we all can just energetically contribute to it and ask what's going on, and ask for, what the plant can show us. And the way that plants speak, again, is energetically. So it is giving us energetic information right now, both the plant like by itself, and then this process that is going on with the plant. And like I said, I know that people know the terminology for what this is. And I've studied a lot of these things, but I forget all of the words and names quite often. But it doesn't really matter. You don't need to have the words and the right language to be able to engage and to be present with the energy and to relax and not have to define it or like fight it or fix it or anything like that. I know that if I see something occurring over and over and over and over again, for me, I just don't see that as a problem. If it's occurring over and over again in nature, it is an expression of something. And then we get to ask, what is it expressing? And then relax and receive the information, kind of just like that. Because it is not a head thing, it's not like, aha, I know it. It's, okay, you're saying something. That's what you're saying. Cool. What can I contribute? Is there any energy that I can be that would shift any of this, that would receive even more what this is? This plant, as I've been talking about, may be facilitating something that I haven't yet come across, or something that I haven't yet really gotten in a certain way. And that's okay. We don't have to struggle to understand, basically. And so I think in the coming days, I may be posting more about exactly how this plant is doing. But yeah, just for what do plants talk about? Right now, this plant is talking about this process. And would you all, with me, your challenge today is to look at this plant and receive the energy of this plant and let go of any point of view that you have about the problems. And just receive this plant for what it is. Here is a part of this glorious earth that is saying this. And so we get to listen to this sentence, to this story as we would if a friend is telling us a story, and just say, oh, cool, interesting, wow, what is that? And relax and let go of the agenda of what it should be. And then continue to engage, even though it doesn't look like a beauty queen, even though it's not like something that I would post in my like plant show or something. Well, I probably would, but maybe somebody else wouldn't. And like continuing to be present with it. And like, gosh, you guys, wouldn't it be amazing if when you're feeling like this, someone, somewhere, something would just be present with you without a point of view about what you should be, or what's wrong with you, or what needs to be fixed. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that a lot of the time when I have just been present with the plant that has been kind of like struggling or something, often it starts to do better. But even the terminology that I have for it still has that sense of the problem, struggling and doing better. I just say all of that I've noticed that even this really simple action that I'm taking right now, even that can have a huge impact. You know, it's funny. I think that some people may be posting responses here, and I am not seeing that. So, oh, yeah. Yeah, Ivanka, okay, I heard you. It said the first thing when I came up to the Facebook Live, I thought, wow, that's beautiful. And then my mind said, oh, but it's not pretty. Yeah, well, the first awareness was that it's beautiful. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, what if everything were allowed to just be what it is in each moment without our judgments of it? And you can continue to nurture everything and gift freely the energy that is yours to gift without expectation. So perhaps some of you may go back and watch this again and notice, like, are you noticing anything shift with this plant at all? And obviously it's not specifically in how the plant looks, though you may notice it differently visually. But is there a different energy? And no matter what the energy is that you perceive, it's not wrong. It's just we get to be engaged with the live, shifting, changing conversation of the world around us. And I notice, as we've been doing this, just that the energy shifts. And I notice some people's heads thinking a lot. And even that's okay, you know, like, and it has a different energy when you think a lot than when you allow yourself to relax and be present with the energy as it's flowing without having to interact with your mind so much. The mind is great for some things, and it can be a limitation when you're talking to plants, because plants don't talk in mind. Let's see, let's ask this plant. So would you all receive the gratitude that each plant has when you talk to it? Look, pruning. Wow. Okay, so I'm just going to say that again and we'll see. Would you receive the gratitude that each plant has when you talk to it? Even if you don't get it with your head. And just, take a moment and when someone engages with you, with curiosity about you and without judgment of you, what is that like? And would you be willing to be that with the earth and with the plants? And, you can allow that to carry out to your interactions with other people and with you and with your house. And, it can just go on. But would you be that engagement without the point of view? And really the simple way to do that is just to relax. And then notice what that's like for you. And then also allow yourself to receive the gratitude of the world around you that may be there. Like this plant. The reason why I'm saying that is because I looked at this plant and I was like, plant, what else do you have to say? And what I got was like, thanks guys. Thanks for talking to me. And then even in that, we get to say like, how cool that this plant gets to facilitate to all of us. So even this expression is a gift in that we all get to now have this conversation about having greater allowance for things being what they are. Somebody asked, did you ever project red light by blessing with palms open? So there's a lot of different kind of techniques that different people have. I don't like bless things very much. I just like to engage with the energy that is there. And then in general, I like to make it as simple as possible. And where people make things really important or meaningful or have a lot of ritual around it, I don't so much. And that's not to say that that's right or wrong or my way is the way to go. I just have noticed that when I get really like serious about things, it just doesn't allow my energy to connect as easily. I am more aware of the seriousness and importance and rightness of what I'm doing than I am in what's being said. It's like when I make something very serious, and I'm not suggesting that that's what you mean. This is what comes up for me though to say. When I make something very serious, then I hear my own seriousness more than I hear what's being said to me. And what I've noticed is that with plants, there's a lightness and a simplicity and an ease to what they've got going on. And also with like blessing, with that idea that there's an energy, at least for me, when I hear this, of like me bestowing something upon someone else. And there's a little bit of that sense of like the superiority of like, look at me, I will now bless you. And there's something else that I'm interested in inviting you all to, which is engaging with. And we could even use that same language about blessing. It's like, if I am doing any blessing here, I am being blessed in return. If I am engaging with the plant and contributing whatever energy it is that I have to contribute, I'm also receiving this magnificent being, this magnificent expression of life, what the energy that it has to contribute to. So, so in general, rather than looking at things just going one way, like from me to the plant, I like to ask for the flow to really go in all directions. And that's simply quite practical in that I've just noticed that that works more efficiently for me. So that's my response to that. You guys, these 3 days of Facebook Lives have been really fun. I'm really grateful. And as you may or may not know, I have the first Talk to the Plants intro class is coming up. And so if you guys would like to do even more or ask more specific questions, that's available. And that's coming up tomorrow. We'll make sure that all of the information is here. And I'm going to keep on doing regular lives here, and I'm really interested in there being the tools available that I have for those of you who would like to grow, and also for those of you who have so much information about talking to plants, for you to be able to contribute and be received as well. So this is just getting started, and if there's anybody that you know that's looking for this, please help them find, you know, these Facebook Lives and the class, and there will be more classes and live classes, and really, like, this is just getting started. And thank you so much, and thank you from this little plant. What a gift you all are. So have fun with the plants, and for those of you who are going to be in the class, I'll see you tomorrow, and there's some translation as well into Spanish and Portuguese and Slovenian and French and maybe Dutch and English. I'm going to translate from plant into English. And just reach out. Thank you. I'm really happy to be playing with you all. All right, bye.